May I come in, sir?
Yes, yes.
Good
Please
morning,
sit
sir.
down. Good morning. Sit down, Suchismita.
Thank you, sir.
Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suchismita, you're from Nuapada.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It was Khariar was a princely state, right?
Yes, sir. It was
Gujarat
this.
state.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Can you tell me which ruler used to rule over there? Any one particular ruler? Not ruler, actually dynasty.
It was Chauhan dynasty.
Apart from that, are you aware of Nala dynasty, Sarvapuriya dynasty? No.
It was in the 8th century. Somavanshi dynasty also
Also,
captured this area.
yes, yes, good. So, tell me, Suchismita, if you are posted in Nuapada region, okay, and it is quite underdeveloped, right? What is the literacy rate over there?
Sir,
Any rough idea?
around 60%, sir.
Very good. So, what we can do if you are posted over there? What will you do so that you bring up the literacy rate? What is the cause that children are not pursuing education over there?
So there are various factors
Tell me.
for low literacy.
Okay.
For example, the high tribal population in the area, which is
Okay.
around 33% of the total population.
Is tribal
Yes, sir.
33%.
Yes, sir.
That means 1/3.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Secondly, the geographical
Okay.
basis. If we compare it to the coastal areas, it is not that highly developed.
Okay. Why is that?
But yes, sir, the multiple factors after independence were responsible for the low development of this area, specifically the governance deficit after independence,
Okay.
that people's grievances were not addressed properly.
Okay. Also, it is a plateau region, right? Difficult to develop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Apart from that,
It is primarily a rural area. 95% of people are living in the
rural area.
Population.
Is there any industrialization? Any industry?
It is happening slowly, sir, but it will take time some.
Okay. So, if you're posted over there, tell me one thing that you would like to change in that region. That while growing up, you faced a particular issue.
Sir, I would like to utilize the skills of tribal population for employment generation.
What kind of skills they have?
They have various skills like traditionally they are very much dependent on non-tribal forest produce.
That is non-timber actually.
Yes, sir.
NTFA, non-timber,
sir.
not non-tribal. Yes, okay. What
Like-
kind of forest produce they get from the forest?
Like honey, mahua flower. So
Okay.
if we provide them access the marketization of their products, they
We
can.
have tri-fed, right? Tri-fed.
Yes, sir. Trifid.
So, is that not providing any market access to them?
Sir, it is providing, but if we can make it more accessible, then they will get more benefits from that.
And what are the tribes who are living over there?
Sir, there are various type of tribes like Chuktiya, Bhunjia, particularly vulnerable tribal groups.
PVTG group.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Apart from that, Saura tribes, Gonds tribes are also living there.
Sauras are known for their painting, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are.
Achha, tell me this PVTG, why we are unable to bring them into mainstream? If you compare other tribes, we are able to mainstream them. If you compare say Santal and others, but PVTG, we are unable to bring them into the mainstream. Why is that?
Sir, there are various problems specifically for PVTGs which are different from other tribal groups.
Such
Like they are mostly isolated living,
Okay.
and they are not.
So geographical isolation.
Yes, sir. Geographical isolation is there.
And
Secondly, they are culturally connected to their tradition and
so
customs.
they don't want to get rid of their way of life.
Yes, sir.
There is a reluctance.
Yes, sir.
Any other thing? They don't trust the outsiders also, right? Mostly.
Yes,
Or
sir.
they are a little bit shy in nature.
Yes, sir.
Don't want outside contact. Have you interacted with any of the PVTs over there?
I have known, sir, but not directly interacted with anyone.
Do you know what is the criteria to classify a group of tribe as PVTG? Are you aware of the criteria?
Yes, sir. There are some criteria that I can remember that firstly they have very low literacy.
Okay.
Then they are geographically isolated.
Mm-hmm.
They are culturally different and culturally more dependent on their tradition and customs.
Okay. And
Then,
socio-economic backwardness.
yes, sir.
And another is a stagnant and declining population. That means that population is not growing. You have a very good career. What happened in your plus two?
Sir,
What happened in your intermediate level?
sir, I got average mark, but due to my lack of preparation, perhaps.
Okay. So all your education happened in Nuapada only, right?
Yes, sir.
And you finished your education in 2018 itself.
Yes,
So
sir.
since then,
Sir, it was during my graduation that I had aimed for civil services.
okay.
But as I could not appear immediately due to my age factor, I spent some time in teaching activities. And during COVID, I gave my full preparation to the civil services.
So you have been preparing for 4 years, I think.
Yes, sir. It is my third attempt.
Third attempt. First interview.
Yes, sir.
If I visit Nuapada, tell me 2 places I must visit.
Sir, one is Sunavada Wildlife Sanctuary.
Okay.
And second one is Dadhivamana Temple, which is a 9th to 10th century.
Temple.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sunavada Wildlife Sanctuary. What are the things we find over there?
It has rich flora and fauna.
Okay.
Fauna like tiger, sloth bear.
Sloth bear is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You visited this wildlife sanctuary?
No, sir, I have not visited. It is also a proposed tiger reserve.
Okay. It's proposed tiger reserve. Right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, Project Tiger we had, right? So is it a success or a failure?
It is a success, sir.
Okay. How many tigers we have in India? Rough estimate.
It is around 3,700.
Which state has the maximum tigers?
Sir, as per my understanding, it's Madhya Pradesh.
Yes. How many tigers we have in Odisha?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to.
Is it more than 50 or less than 50?
Sorry, sir.
You don't know.
Cannot say.
Odisha we have only 30 tigers. Okay. Are you preparing for UPSC as well?
Yes, sir, I am also prepared.
So you have given some attempts.
Yes, sir, I
Cooking Odia cuisines. Why is that this year, everyone is mentioning cooking? I have come across so many CIF where people are mentioning cooking. Has somebody posted it in some group or something that, cooking is a neutral one?
Sir, it is the personal interest.
So you have personal interest in cooking?
Yes, sir.
Do you do day-to-day cooking?
Yes, sir.
So what kind of Odia cuisine? Can you cook, say desserts, Odia desserts?
Odia desserts like
Odia pitha?
Manda Pitha is very famous. In Western Odisha, Arisa Pitha is very famous.
Yes. So tell me, if you compare coastal Odisha, Western Odisha, why Western Odisha is still, underdeveloped? What is the major cause?
Sir, there are various factors. Firstly, geographically, it is a rough terrain.
Yes.
And it is the Eastern Ghat is passing through it. So,
Yes.
and most,
Difficult to develop, right?
yes, sir.
Yes.
And it is a drought-prone area. Then there are some security regions are also that Maoism is growing in some of the areas.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the Naxalite and Maoism? Do you have any idea how many Naxalites we have in Odisha? Any rough estimate?
Sir, number?
Number?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
We have around 250. Out of that, only 25, around 10% are Odia only. Rest of them are from Chhattisgarh or Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Tell me, Odisha is a mining rich state. Achha, Nuapada, is it rich in mines and minerals?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what kind of?
It is the Sunavada plateau has a rich reserve of bauxite and
Bauxite. So are they planning to mine it?
sir.
Is mining going on over there? Bauxite mining?
No, sir, it is not currently going on due to the tribals population living on there.
Okay. So tell me, Odisha is rich in mines and minerals, but it's not industrialized if you compare with Tamil Nadu and others. What do you think? That is the issue.
So there are a couple of reasons that are coming to my mind. The firstly that we export most of our mineral resources without value addition. So
Okay. So we are a net exporter of
we
raw
are,
materials,
yes, sir.
not producer of finished products.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
Secondly, we are lacking on the technological exploration for the rich
Okay.
minerals.
and
Thirdly, the high tribal population in the mineral rich
so
resources.
land acquisition is an issue,
Yes, sir.
obviously.
And the displacement of those tribals
Yes, and
that causes socio-economic
issue, conflict
issues.
kind of. Then apart from that, also you do waste to wealth craft, right?
Yes, sir.
What is it exactly, waste to wealth craft?
Sir, it is a skill where we use the unused products into valuable materials that we can use in our daily lives.
So what kind of things you do?
Sir, I have prepared something like converting the invitation card into envelope, then plastic bucket into planting.
Planting
trees.
pots and all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you do that on a daily basis? How do you learn it?
Sir, I have learned it from my school days.
Okay.
That when our teachers gave us a task of preparing duster from the old clothes. So
Okay.
this that is perhaps my origin of understanding
Waste
that.
to wealth.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you aware of waste to wealth concept as such? What is the technique that we use to get, say, use that waste and generate electricity? Are you aware of that techniques that are deployed to create, waste to wealth?
No, sir, I am not aware of this.
Also, we had a waste to wealth park somewhere, very big park opened, I think, in Delhi, I think. Are you aware of that?
No, sir, sorry, I am not.
So we got leadership award for soil health assessment and survey.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me, Odisha, majority of our soil are what type of soil?
Sir, in my understanding, it is perhaps the laterite soil.
A red and yellow soil, yes. And your honors was what? Chemistry.
Yes, sir, chemistry.
Is there any black soil in Odisha? Do we grow cotton?
Yes, sir, we grow cotton.
Okay. Can you name the district? Are you aware of it?
No, sir, I am not.
But you know that black soil is there.
Yes, sir.
So your optional is political science and IR.
Yes, sir.
Why is that? You like geopolitics?
Sir, when I took the decision for political science, I considered 2 to 3 factors. Firstly, when I shortlisted 2 to 3 subjects from the optional list, I found political science and international as more interested as compared to others.
So you like it?
Yes, sir.
Any other factor?
Another thing, I also thought that understanding this subject will also give me more ideas about rules, laws, and constitutional provisions. So this will also help me in the civil services.
Okay. Who gave the concept of integral humanism?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Radical humanism? Are you aware of it? Radical human. Are you aware of M.N. Roy?
Yes, sir.
What is the idea he talked about?
Sorry, sir.
He is the one who introduced communism in India, right?
Yes, sir.
Recently, a big leader of communist leader died also, right?
Sitaram
Sitaram
Yechuri.
Achha, tell me, Plato, he writes The Prince, right? Plato has written
Yes,
The
sir.
Prince. In that, does he believe in democracy or he is against democracy?
Sir, he believed in democracy.
Are you aware of Plato's cave?
Theory of allegory of.
Allegory of caves. Are you
Yes, sir.
aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Have you gone through the recent HDI report, Human Development Report, recently released by UN?
No, sir. I'm not.
Okay. So, what is India's counter to string of pearls? China is doing, trying to encircle India. That strategy is known as string of pearls. So, how India is, trying to counter that?
India is connecting with all the major countries in the Indian Ocean, specifically with the ASEAN and Sri Lanka. In the
But no. My question is, do you know the strategy?
string of pearls.
Yes.
Yes,
Counter to string of pearls. What is India's,
Yes, sir.
strategy?
India is collaborating with Quad countries
Okay.
to make Indo-Pacific more inclusive.
Okay. Are you aware of necklace of diamond strategy by India?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Check it out. Okay. That's Maldives. Maldives, a lot of anti-India slogans are coming up, right?
Yes, sir.
From their president itself. Do you think we should be really worried about it?
Yes, sir, we should definitely worried about it. It is because our present in our southern part, and it is very much in our
Indian Ocean, so China can influence
yes, sir.
it.
China is trying to influence it.
Yes, it has a China inclination, true.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, Suchismita, Russia-Ukraine war, when it will end? Do you think it will end?
So definitely it will end.
But why it is, getting prolonged?
Perhaps both the countries are not getting that much attracted towards peace, but India is making.
India is
making-
negotiating.
Yes, sir.
Not negotiating actually. India is
Giving a
being-
proposal of peace.
peace. But don't you think in geopolitics is all about Matsya, right? Big fish eating small fish. Huh? So if Russia-Ukraine war is there, India is economically getting benefit. We got Ukraine service sector jobs. We got cheap Russian oil. We are getting, say, Israel-Palestine war is going on. We are sending a lot of Indians to work in Israel because they have stopped Palestine letting work. They are not letting the Palestinians work in Israel. So it is economically benefiting India, and we are getting employment out of it. So don't you? Because war creates opportunity. Don't you think?
Sir, it may economically benefit to some extent, but it has also created some of the geopolitical tensions because
Okay.
we are getting pressurized from Western countries for supporting Russia in purchasing Ukraine oil.
Okay.
Then it is also against the India's principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and global peacemaking.
So tell me, what is more powerful, nationalism or universalism? We talk about universalism, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one and all that. But when it comes to reality, is national interest is more powerful or the interest of the world and the humanity? From a geopolitical standpoint, I'm talking about.
Sir, fulfilling the national interest should be the priority, but we should have make a balanced approach between nationalism and universalism.
Israel-Palestine war again going on, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the root cause? They have been fighting for 100 years.
It is mostly connected to the religious symbol of Jerusalem that both the countries want to capture that land.
There were two-state solution. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the peace initiatives? Can you name them? Major peace initiatives.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
There was a British commission. When they left that region, they created a commission. Then UN also has a commission, created a commission, and they also advocated something. And then there was Oslo Accord. Have you heard about Oslo Accord?
Yes, sir.
But none of them finalized, so they are fighting. What is the opposite of NATO? USA promoting NATO, Russia promoting CSTO.
Yes, sir.
Warsaw Pact or CSTO? Achha, you are aware of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you think India is slowly or silently boycotting Shanghai Cooperation Organization? Because usually head of the government usually go and attend that. Instead of our prime minister, our foreign minister went and attended. So do you think India is sidelining SCO because it is from China is there and they are influencing it?
Sir, I would say it is the part of India's multilateralism program that India tries to connect with all the regional groupings for fulfilling its national interest. It is not sidelining SU, but it is giving priority based on the situation.
Okay.
And as SU is one of the biggest platform to connect with the Central Asia, India is not sidelining. It is also giving importance to Central Asian and other countries.
Okay, good. Acha, do you think SARC is dead? SARC, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that is dead?
Sir, it is not in the running form.
It is in the limbo. No, nobody is looking at it, isn't it?
But many of the members are as in the BRICS, BIMSTEC. So
BIMSTEC is there. Minus SARC, minus Pakistan is BIMSTEC, isn't
yes,
it?
sir.
Okay. So tell me, how India should align more with USA or align more with Russia?
Sir, India wants multilateralism and it wants to balance its relation with all the countries with which India can fulfill the national interest.
Okay. So what is India's approach to international relation? Is it blindly supporting a country, or is it is there any other methodology that India has developed over the years where it is able to engage with all parties? Are you aware of issue-based alignment?
Yes, sir. India has transferred its policies from non-alignment to issue-based alignment. So it is
Very good. So according to issue, we align with them, right? Recently, Ukraine took over some region of Russia.
yes,
Are you aware of it? Can you name the region?
Donbass and
No. Ukraine took over Russian region. Ukraine
Kursk
invaded
region.
Kursk region. Yes, good. So, in your opinion, Suchismita, Pakistan is a bigger threat or China?
Sir, I think China is a bigger threat.
Why is that? But China is also our biggest trading partner. Don't you think China has a vested interest to protect India because it is its biggest market?
Sir, I would say if our main focus should be the security and territorial integrity of the country first, then we should think about the trade. As India's policy with China is very clear, that policy of honor with peace. So India opens the door for collaboration and peace talks, and after that, India wants to cooperate more in the trade and economy.
Okay. Can we ever get rid of Chinese product? Every Indian has a Chinese product, don't you think? From toys of children to mobile phones to laptop to everything, China is everywhere, right? It is part of our everyday life. Can we ever get rid of this Chinese supply chain, predominance of Chinese supply chain?
Sir, it is a security concern, and India has realized that, and for that, India has taken many steps to diversify its interests. For example, India is diversifying its economy and not dependent greatly on China. So it is pursuing Atmanirbharta and different.
So we should strengthen our manufacturing sector.
Yes, sir.
Achha, in Africa also a lot of trouble happening in Africa, right?
Yes,
African Union got into G20, I think.
yes, sir.
So in Africa, there are group of countries where military is taking over, right? Where it is happening exactly? Can you name the couple of countries where military has taken over civilian government?
Sir, it is perhaps Sudan.
Yes, and Sahel region, right?
Yes, sir.
Below Sahara, we have
Yes,
Sahel region.
yes, sir.
Check it out, no? What is Global South?
Sir, Global South is a concept where its focus is on less developing and less developed countries of Africa and Asia.
Okay. Uh, Recently, Odisha economic survey budget was there. So tell me, what is the size of Odisha's economy? How big of a economy we are? Or in simpler terms, GDP of Odisha?
Sir, it is $100 billion
Very
according to
good.
the recent economic survey.
Yes. The budget highest allocation we gave to which department?
Sir, agriculture
Yes,
and
agriculture.
allied sector.
Agriculture. Acha, Suchismita, if you are posted in a block or tehsil where violence against women is very high, tell me, take a moment, think, and tell me what are the steps you will take so that violence against women is naturally reduced. Okay, that means, see, one thing is once the violence happens, whatever you do is, post-violence activity. I am saying how the violence itself, naturally will reduce. Okay, what you can, think of. Take some time, think, and tell me.
Sir, it is true that violence against women are increasing. For that, we need to be more proactive rather than reactive. We are now in the reactive phase where we take stand after the incident has happened. But we need to be proactive that we have to take some steps that we don't want to make the things happen. Like in the family and in the society, we teach what we do's and don'ts for girls only. So we have to take equality stand in the family and in the society.
No. Tell me, you are posted in a block or tehsil. What will you do that violence will go down? I am not asking you bookish answer. Okay, this is bookish answer, but you are giving me. What will you do? What really, will do so that women in that region are, going to face less and less violence?
So to make them aware about the laws,
Okay.
like the Domestic Violence Act.
So you will make them sure, you will make sure that they know their rights
Yes, sir.
and the legal remedy available.
Yes, sir. Then secondly, the safety measures like LED lights.
Sorry?
LED lights, sir. In the
LED
night.
lights?
Yes, sir.
Where?
In the streets.
Do you think violence against women is happening in the streets?
Yes, sir. It is also happening in
But
the.
majority of them are not happening on the streets. Is it? No. Domestic violence is there, other types of violence. Yes. Another thing.
Sir, to make them economically empowered.
Very good. So empowerment will make sure that they are financially independent, they have a voice, and you
They
can
will
create a
get-
collective platform.
Yes, sir.
Maybe one woman, when she is facing violence, she will be scared. But when you bring in all the women and give them a platform, they'll be able to have a collective voice.
Yes,
They will not shy away from taking action. Okay. Good. So to put it simply, two things you have to do. You have to put the fear of law in the minds of people that if you violate or if you commit violence against women, the law will be stringent, it will take its action. You have to make an example out of it.
Yes.
Okay. Fear first. Second, fear is a deterrent. Second is empower. Empower the woman.
Yes,
It will be solved. Don't you
Yes.
think? Yes, tell me, Odisha, as a group of people, a lot of Odisha people are migrating out, right? Going to different states, even going to different countries as well. How can we stop this migration? What we can do so that we can stop this kind of migration?
Sir, we cannot stop the skilled migration because it
Okay.
is their right to move according to their choice.
Okay.
But we can take some proactive steps to reduce the unskilled population migration, like giving them more employment through infrastructural development, then diversifying their labor force from more agriculture to other activities.
Okay.
So-
Good. Is there any migration happening in Nuapada also? Are people moving out?
Yes, sir, it is happening.
Which dynasty built Konark Temple? Have you visited Konark Temple?
No, sir, I have not visited, but it is Somavanshi dynasty.
Somavanshi or Eastern Ganga?
Yes, sir, Eastern Ganga. Sorry, sir.
Who built Lingaraj Temple? Have you visited Lingaraj Temple?
No, sir.
Okay.
Somavanshi dynasty.
Let's tell me, in ancient Odisha, which part of Odisha was known as Kalinga? Is it coastal Odisha, southern Odisha, or western Odisha?
Sir, it is coastal Odisha in my knowledge.
It's southern Odisha. Coastal Odisha was known as Utkala. Utkala, Odra, and all that.
Thank you, sir.
Western Odisha is Kosala, we all know.
Yes,
that.
sir.
There is a change in government after so many years, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about it?
So I respect the people's representation, people's decision.
Yes, people so. If you have to choose between Nuapada and Malkangiri for posting, which one you will choose?
Sir, I consider Nuapada as my mother, but Odisha is my family. So wherever I will be given the opportunity, I will love to
No.
work.
My question is simple. I know we have to work wherever we are posted. If you have to choose between Nuapada and Malkangiri, which one you will choose?
Sir, I will choose Nuapada.
Nuapada?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to serve people of Malkangiri?
Sir, I think as I am living from many years in this area, so I am better aware about the socio-economic problems and the opportunities here. So if I will be given that opportunity to work
Do
in this
something, you
district,
will be able to do it. So tell me, what percentage of Odisha people are poor?
sir.
Poverty rate in Odisha?
Sir, according to multidimensional poverty index of Niti Aayog, it is 16%.
16 or 15?
Sir,
It is around that. There is a renaming of schemes going on, right?
yes, sir.
How do you feel about it? Should we rename, or is it a pointless exercise?
Sir, I feel our focus should be mainly on the implementation of the schemes. And if the renaming has happened with the change of purpose, with including more
Beneficiary or-
benefits, then change of name is not anything bad decision.
Okay. Nuapada, does it face any kind of disaster, or is it only major issue is drought, right?
Yes, sir.
If you are a police officer and you see that a boy has stolen some medicine and is running away from a pharmacy, you catch the boy and you see that the value of medicine is somewhere around, will come to around 2 to 3 lakhs. Okay. And when you ask the boy why he has stolen the medicine, the boy tells you that his mother is ill and he has no money to buy the medicine, so that's why he has stolen it. My question to you is, will you arrest the boy or will you let him go?
Sir, I will arrest the boy because the law
Definitely.
is. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because the law is a law for everyone. But at the same time, I will try to talk with her because.
You will make arrangements for his mother and take care of maybe from district fund or block fund. That's okay. If the boy has stolen a piece of bread because his mother has not eaten for say 3 days, in that case, will you still arrest him?
No, sir, I will not arrest him.
Why?
I will because it is because of his necessity, and I can
Necessity.
understand that. So I will try to fulfill his necessity. At the same time, I will try to talk with him that this is not the right way, and I will try to make him aware about what he can get benefits from the government. I will try to fulfill his.
Suppose a train is coming, okay, and the train, it is a high speed train. The train driver suddenly sees that there are 200 people on the designated track. Designated track means the train is supposed to go in the track. And he also sees that there is a side track or a track which is not being used, not being maintained also. It is an abandoned track. And over there, 50 women and children are there. Okay. So if you are the train driver, will you go in the designated track where 200 people will die, or will you go in the abandoned track where 50 women and children will die? Which decision you will take? You understood the question, right?
Yes, sir.
The train can't be stopped. Don't say me that. You have two choices only. And this is a split of a split second decision, because train is moving very fast, so you don't have the time to do anything, okay, apart from choosing the route in which you will go.
Sir, I will try to make. I will try to go in that direction which will minimal affect.
So you'll go in the abandoned track
Yes, sir.
where 50 women and children are there.
Yes, sir.
So you'll kill 50 women and children to save 200 people.
Sir, I would try to not go to any of this track, but in the worst condition.
Yes, I am asking you to choose between bad and worse.
In the worst condition, if I would not have any choice,
So you'll go in the abandoned track.
yes, sir.
Also, tell me, suppose in the designated track, 200 old men are there, 70 plus. Average age of that group is 70 plus, 200 old men. And in the abandoned track, side track, 50 children are there. In this case, in which route you will go?
Sir, I will try to save.
I know that is not an option. You have to make a decision. Otherwise, see, if decisions were easy, everybody will take it. The civil servants do face, ethical dilemma on their, day-to-day job. So tell me, what decision you will took?
In the
You will
worst
take.
conditions, sir, I will go with the old men. Because
You will kill
children
200 old men to save 50 children, because old men have, done with their future.
So children are also the future of the country.
Yes.
So,
So you'll sacrifice 200 old men.
sir, I would try
If
to.
you have to make it. If you have to make a choice, you will do that, right?
Yes, sir.
I know it's a difficult one, but Suchismita, what makes you happy? What is happiness for you?
Sir, happiness for me is when I do some work and I get satisfied with that.
So can you tell me how we can use artificial intelligence in governance? Do you use ChatGPT and all?
Yes, sir.
So how we can use AI in governance? Any good example that you came across or thought of?
Sir, artificial intelligence can be used for making farmers more aware about the weather forecasting and their productivity to increase.
Okay, and precision farming, it can help in precision farming. And apart from that, any other thing that you can think of right now? Yes, sir. Suppose you have two subordinates.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
One is corrupt but highly efficient, another is honest but highly inefficient. Which one you will choose?
I will choose the honest officer, sir.
But he is highly inefficient.
But inefficiency can be inefficient person can be made efficient through training and other.
Let's say the honest person is 55, 56 years old. Okay. And he is just there, passing his time so that he reaches retirement age 60 and get his pension and enjoy his life. So he is in no mood to go for any kind of training or any kind of upskilling. So what will you do in that case? On the contrary, the young one, the efficient, highly efficient, but the corrupt one is a young officer. In this case, who will you choose?
Sir, in that case also I will choose the aged person because choosing the corrupting officer is not a morally good idea and it is violating the
Achha, tell me, suppose a person has applied some certificate from your office, because the inefficiency of that person, of your subordinate, the person is not getting their certificate for 6 months or 8 months. Don't you think that is also a corruption? A different form of corruption, but still corruption, don't you think?
Yes, sir, it is.
Then?
But I will try to make my subordinates to make them know about the rules, procedures. I can make.
So you will warn them,
Yes, sir.
and will you take disciplinary action against them?
Yes, sir, I will definitely take this.
But can't you pursue the corrupt person to be non-corrupt?
Sir,
Can't we change him?
sir,
or
it
her?
is it is through the rule of law says corrupt has to be punished.
Okay.
So it is the judiciary which will take the decisions about the his changing.
Okay. Acha, coalition government, is it a good idea or a bad idea?
Sir?
Coalition government. We
Yes,
have
sir.
coalition government,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Has it been good for India or bad for India?
It has both pros and cons, sir.
Okay. Overall, tell me India's experience with coalition government.
Sir, it is a good decision.
Good decision.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because here states will have the power to exercise their voices at the
But
parliament.
not all the states. Now, if you see Andhra and Bihar got all the money from the budget.
Yes, sir, but here we will have that balancing act between center and states, where center will no longer be able to make a very strong decision without
So, don't you
appropriation.
think strong decision is needed?
Sir, in some cases, strong decision is needed.
So, don't you
But
think coalition government makes a prime minister weak rather than strong?
sir, I don't think it makes the weak, but it makes the voice of the states more accessible to the.
Tell me, what is, if you look at 1980s and all that, whenever we had a coalition government, do you think, investors and others will invest money if there is a weak government or coalition government? Do you think they will have the confidence to, invest in the economy?
Sir, India is a growing economy, and it is growing in.
No. Even if it is a growing economy, if an investor wants to invest $10 billion, but he knows that the political regime can change any point of time. If political regime change happens, policy also will change, which might adversely impact him also. Don't you think that will make the investors apprehensive about investing in the economy? Are you aware of 1980s where we had a lot of prime ministers?
Yes, sir.
We had prime minister for 13 days also.
Yes, sir.
1 year, less than 6 months, that way.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think it brings a lot of instability? End of the day, people suffer, don't you think?
Yes, sir. It brings instability, but at the present scenario, it don't seems likely to be in that
It
situation.
can, if they pull out, there is instability. The government will fail. That's why they are bargaining, they are getting the funds. Or if you say UPA 2 and all, scams, 2G scam, telephone scam, all those things were there, right? Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir. Some instances of.
So what is inhibition that if a majority government is there, they will become authoritarian? Is that the issue you think of?
So not the authoritarian, but here, if there will be majoritarian government,
Do you think
then
they will take decisions against the national interest?
in some cases, opposition's voices were not heard. So in this
But
coalition government,
yes, opposition voice not heard. But do you think they will do something that will violate the constitution?
no, sir, they cannot do that.
Then why we should be worried about that? Don't you think? Anyway, you are posted in a coastal area, coastal block. There is a cyclone warning, and you are doing evacuation work.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have done with much of the evacuation. You have shifted a lot of people from their villages to the cyclone center. But in a particular village, there are 50 to 100 people, local people are there, who are extremely reluctant to go to the cyclone center. They are saying, we will die in our home rather than going to the cyclone center. They're completely adamant. How will you manage that situation?
Sir, I will talk with them that their life is very
They are aware.
precious.
They are ready to die in their own home. I told you, right?
Sir, anyhow, I will try to make them
I'll
into
try to
safer.
convince them.
Friend.
Acha, will you apply force? Will you forcefully take them to the cycling center?
Sir, I would try to find out what are the reasons for which they don't want to come
Okay,
out.
suppose they demand that give us alcohol, then we'll go to the cycling center. Will you give them?
No, sir, I will not give them.
Okay, so will you apply force? if they are, completely adamant and negotiation or
If the negotiation
persuasion
will
fails,
not happen, in the worst case, I will try to
forcefully
apply.
backward them.
Yes, sir.
Acha, uniform civil code, should it be there?
Yes, sir, it should be there.
Bangladesh crisis, there is a caretaker government, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you name who is heading it?
Sir, the present head of the interim government is Muhammad Yunus
He is famous for?
for his Nobel Prize
Yes, he
in
got Nobel Prize for
economic sectors.
economic microfinance. Are you aware of the institution that he has created?
No, sir, sorry, I'm not aware.
Grameen Bank,
Yes, sir.
microfinance institution. Okay. Acha, which particular act replaced, CRPC? CRPC got replaced and we are,
Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Samhita.
tell me two good things about it. Only two.
So the EFIR and zero.
That was already there. Zero FRE, FR was already there. Apart from that,
So the incorporation of technology for investigation and all that.
okay. And you're unable to recall?
No, sir, I'm not able to recall.
That's okay. That's okay. Check it out. Huh?
Yes, sir. What
is the role of Finance Commission?
Sir, Finance Commission is a constitutional body under Article 280. It gives the it makes the financial devolution between the center and states.
Very good. So tell me, how biosphere is different from a national park?
Sir, in terms of areas, biosphere reserve is larger than the national park, and one national park come inside the biosphere reserve also.
Can people stay in national park? Can there be human habitation?
Yes, sir, they can stay.
National park or biosphere reserve?
Sir, sorry, sir, in biosphere reserve they can stay.
Acha, sustainable development goals. Do you think as a country we will be able to achieve it by 2030?
Sir, if not in all goals, in some.
Partly we will achieve it, partly will fail, lagging behind. That's what you are saying.
Yes, sir.
What is DPI, Digital Public Infrastructure?
Sir, it is about connecting people through the technology.
Can you give me one example how we are using digital public infrastructure?
Sir, for example, direct benefit transfer.
Okay, and
Then ENAM, National Agricultural Marketing.
these are not DPI actually, but yes. Are you aware of Purple Revolution?
Sir, I'm not able to recall.
Okay. So if you look at Wildlife Protection Act, we provide protection to some group of animals and birds.
Yes, sir.
So we provide protection to peacock, not to a chicken? Do you think, in your opinion, the life of a peacock is more valuable than the life of a chicken?
Sir, every life is valuable,
Yes.
but in the act gives
Priority
protection to those which are endangered and going to extinct.
Peacocks are not endangered or extinct.
Because they have also threat from animals, men and human beings.
Chicken also are facing threat from us, don't you think?
So we always try to save all living beings, but it is just a priority to.
No? Why we have given protection to peacock? Any other thing that you can think of?
It is the national symbol.
National bird.
Yes, sir.
We can declare chicken as the national bird. Don't you think it is us? We can do it if we want. Any other cause you can think of? Acha, let me put it this way. We have given protection to a tiger, but not to a deer. Right? Why is that?
Because tigers are more endangered than.
Or
us.
is it because if you remove them from ecosystem, the whole ecosystem will
They are
collapse?
in higher level of food chain. So.
Are you aware of a concept called keystone species?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you remove them from the ecosystem will collapse. They play a bigger role.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, peacock might be playing a bigger role than the chicken. Also, peacocks are religiously and culturally, important. Chickens are not.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm done with the interview, Suchismita. Okay.
Yes, sir.